Hey guys, so I'm hoping to make this video really quick because I came across some really interesting information. At least I thought it would be an interesting exercise to do. Kind of run the numbers. Take two. I thought it would be really interesting today to kind of run some numbers about some chicken math, I guess you would call it. Now, I know raising chickens has its own kind of enchantment or whatever you want to call it. Um, but so I get it for those of you who are confirmed lovers of raising chickens for your own meat production. But I was running some numbers today because I found like a really cheap hatchery that has really good reviews, and they guarantee live birds, and they have birds right now, which is nice because it's what, December? It's November, almost December, and probably a lot of places aren't sending out birds or hatching them. So I wanted to run the numbers with you just to show you how sometimes it doesn't always make sense to raise your own chickens. So I'm going to turn the video around. We're just going to work the numbers together. Basically, what we're looking at is, so the place I found where they have chicks has them available for $2.20. Hold on, I'm going to go to a fresh page. Excuse my messy room. I decided to do this in my bedroom in hopes of getting some peace and quiet. Okay, so it was $2.20 for, they had a minimum of 25 Cornish cross chicks. And with free shipping, which was nice. So that's not including any vaccinations or anything else like that. If we figure that it will take 3 pounds of feed per pound of live weight, and we're going to grow our chickens out to, say, ideally 6 pounds. 6 pounds is probably on the outside, but just we're going to be overachievers, and we're going to really hope that our birds are, so this is like on the outside. This is being generous, the costs, as far as the costs go. So it'll be 6 pounds live weights, which will probably be, let's say 5 pounds hung weight. Okay. So we're just going to use this number here for our calculations, right? Okay. So we're going to multiply the 3 pounds of feed per pound by the 6 pounds, which means it'll take 18 pounds of feed per chick. All right, and so at 18 pounds of feed per chick times 25 chickens, that would equal 450 pounds per chick. Divided by 50 pounds, because the feed bags come in 50-pound bags. So 450 divided by 50 would be 9 50-pound bags of feed. Now, let's say that we're going to be, practical. And we're going to say that each bag of feed costs $22. So that'll be 9 times 22, which would be 198. We're going to take that 198 and we are going to add it to the cost of our chicks, which was $2.20 times 25, $55. So 198 plus 55 gives us $253. Now, so $253 is the total cost for 25 chickens, free range chickens. Now we said that we are going to 6 pounds. This is the amount that we're using, the 6 pounds right here. So at $2.53 for 25 chickens at 6 pounds a piece. Well, first we're going to divide $2.53 by 25 to get the cost per chicken. $10.24. Right? Okay. And per chicken. And when you divide this 10.24 divided by 6, because it's 6 pounds, we are looking at $1.70 per pound of free range chicken. Now, this is a low price because you may or may not end up with 6 pounds worth of live weight within the grow out time that you wanted them to grow out. So you do get the satisfaction of knowing that your birds were loved and pampered and well cared for, and you saw the process every step of the way. On the other hand, when you go to Walmart just to do a price comparison, you'll find that the Walmart brand, it's not the Walmart brand, it's the Perdue, I think, or I'm not really sure what the name of it is. So you'll find the Harvest Land free range chicken is $1.67 a pound, or averages out at $8.95, or about 5.5 pounds. And that's for a chicken that is free range, antibiotic free, hormone free, fed an all vegetarian diet. So what's the point of all this? The point of all this is that there is not a significant difference between the cost of raising chickens yourself and the cost of buying them from the store. The biggest difference is the amount of work that you yourself put into it. So, does it end up being cost effective? Not really if you're buying chicks. Where would the savings come in theoretically? If you're raising your own meat breeders, like let's say you're able to raise some big chickens that have shorter grow outs. I think some of the quickest ones are like the Turkins at 20 weeks. There's a couple others that are pretty shortish, but none of them that come anywhere near the Cornish cross. But regardless, like let's say that you're able to breed these Freedom Ranger types or the Red Ranger types that have like a 10-week grow out time. You don't have to pay for chicks because you're breeding them yourself. Then you end up with, so this number changes, the amount of poundage of feed changes because you have to feed them longer. It takes 10 weeks to grow the Cornish cross to the roaster size, and it takes 10 weeks to grow the Rangers, the Freedom Rangers, the big reds, to grow them to butcher weight. So it takes a little bit longer than it takes these ones. Then it makes sense to add a little bit more. So instead of 6 pounds, we're going to say that it takes them 8 pounds of feed per pound of meat. I'm sorry. No, I screwed this up. We're going to say that it takes 5 pounds, right? Possibly even more than that. But we're going to go with on the modest side because we're hopeful like that. We're going to go with 5 pounds of meat per pound of bird. And we're raising these birds out. Again, we're still using this 6 pounds. So it'll be 5 times 6 is 30. So it'll be 30 pounds of feed per bird for the entire growth period. So 30 pounds of feed per bird, and there's 25 birds. Okay, so 30 times 25 equals 750 pounds of feed. The 750 pounds of feed, when you divide it by 50-pound bags, so these are the number of 50-pound bags, you end up with 15. You're going to end up with 15 50-pound bags. Now, each of those 15 50-pound bags is $22 a piece. You multiply 15 times 22 and you end up with 330 per bird. Now, you don't have to add in the costs, original cost of the bird, like we did have to on when we had to buy the Cornish cross. But clearly, considering that now, so we're going to divide 330 by 25 and you end up with $13 per bird, or $2.20 per pound for a 6-pound bird. So, and this is not taking into account organic feed or anything like that. This is taking into account a $22 bag, and I don't even know if it's a 50-pound bag. It might be a 40-pound bag, actually, of the the mid-grade, not the super cheap one, but not the super expensive one, of the chick crumble to meat bird crumble to grow them out. So it isn't cost effective. No matter which way you slice it, it isn't cost effective to raise out your own chicks, regardless of whether or not you are hatching them yourself or you're buying Cornish cross chicks, which have a better conversion rate. You can't beat the big commercial operations for, and this is for, the commercial operations for like Walmart chicken, or the Harvest Land free range chicken that you can get from Walmart. That being said, there's a couple of benefits to raising your own meat breeding flock. Number one, that it provides eggs. So I'm not going to be hatching out all of my meat chicken's eggs all of the time. I'm only hatching out some of them. Because it would just be too expensive with the feed and everything to be hatching out chicks for my freezer all the time. Number two, I know where they came from, and I know what they're eating, and I know what they're getting, at least as far as, the feed costs. Now, ideally, what I want to do is I want to lower my feed costs. So I don't understand, why do they not have small scale pelletizers available for us to use? They are available. They're just available overseas and we have to get them imported. They're actually not that expensive. So it's definitely something I've considered. It's just we're not there yet. Definitely with this PMN motte grass that I have that grows like mad, it's very high in protein, and we could definitely pelletize our own feed for our chickens. And I think it would be hugely beneficial in cutting our feed costs and really bringing down the cost of putting our own chickens in the freezer. That being said, I do want to have a flock ready to go for whenever that happens. But in order to get a pelletizer that we can use, we also have to buy a chaff cutting machine, which will cut down the stalks into leaf meal that we can turn into pellets or serve fresh right to our sheeps and pigs that I also want to get into the future. But like I said, it's the feed conversion issue and the cost of the raising it yourself and buying the feed for it that ends up being so problematic and disadvantageous to a cost-effective homesteading operation. So that's it. That's what I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you're able to follow along with this bit of a scrambled mess I have going on. It's a pretty practical reality, to be faced with, because I have gotten that before. You know, you could just buy it from the store, and it's like, yes, we could just buy it from the store. But then I don't have the peace of mind of knowing where it came from, and that really matters to me. And also having my kids participate in the process of knowing where their food came from, knowing the chickens that are on the table, gathering the eggs, and just participating in the process of gathering their own food. It's just super important to me. So I think we're going to probably keep on going with our chickens. At least some of them. We downgraded our herd a lot because some family stuff that we have going on. But homesteading is not something I'm going to abandon just because, by this metric, anyways, it's not very cost effective. All right, that's it for me. Have a good night, and I hope this video benefited you. Please like and subscribe if you found it useful to you. See you later.